So Armagh 112, Kildare 10 points. Armagh take a massive step towards a potential National Football League final. In the end, it's a 5-point victory for the Yorkshire County, who see off Kildare. A huge win for Armagh, who will undoubtedly now potentially be looking towards that league final. Maybe even maybe turning their attention now potentially towards that Ulster Championship as well. But another huge win for Armagh. For Kildare, disappointment, no doubt about it, obviously having lost this game, and they haven't staved off relegation just yet, with the fact that obviously Dublin play Tyrone tomorrow and Monaghan play Donegal. But for Kildare, no doubt their focus will undoubtedly shift towards that Monaghan game next weekend, which really is a do or die clash. So Armagh 112, Kildare 10 points. Let's start the stream. Here we go. Yeah, so as I was saying in the intro there, Armagh 112, Kildare 10 points. It's obviously half-time in the Kerry and Mayo game at the minute, which is why I'm recording this live right now. And there will be a match reaction straight after the Kerry-Mayo game as well. So make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Be much appreciated. Yeah, look, I mean, it wasn't obviously the best game we've witnessed. And obviously with the conditions that are taking place across the country, it means, free-flowing football, the best sort of attack on football. We're not going to get that this weekend. Let's be realistic. But I think the real story here for Armagh, for me, I know a lot of people obviously talk about Rian O'Neill and, Jason Duffy, who's been brilliant so far, Tiernan Kelly, all these guys, who are so brilliant going forward, Rory Grugan, Jamar Hall. But for me, really, the story today has to go for Armagh defensively, because I thought they are absolutely brilliant, and they've really improved defensively as this league has gone on. I think they were brilliant really from the get-go against Dublin, but they've kept that real sort of defensive organization. They're not an out-and-out defensive team as such, but they're able to, they have that balance now where they'll show enough going forward. They'll get that direct ball into Rian O'Neill. They'll get Jamar Hall on the ball. They'll get Rory Grugan on the ball. They'll make things happen up top. But defensively as well, just really well organised. And Aidan Forker, who was injured for a lot of last year's championship last year, brilliant today with a point, absolutely exceptional. You look at the work he done on Daniel Flynn, who probably never really got into the game at all, and it was very tough for him to get into the game. Charlie O'Byrne's brilliant there as well. Greg McCabe, fantastic from a Armagh point of view. Aaron McKay as well in a cornerback. And that sort of full forward line that's been so brilliant for Kildare so far this year probably didn't have its fluency there. They weren't really allowed to get into the game. Jimmy Hyland hit 4 points, and obviously in tough conditions as well. I thought he played well at different times, but it was more about Armagh and how well they done defensively. Daniel Flynn with a point. Paddy Woodgate with 3 points in there as well. But it was undoubtedly about Armagh and just how well they played defensively as well. In around the middle as well with Kieran Mackin, who I thought was exceptional at different times in this game as well. And they waited for the moments, they waited for the right opportunities in the game. Rian O'Neill hitting 4 points, brilliant from place balls at different times in the game as well. Jamar Hall with a point, Rory Grugan with 2 points. We'll get the scores up on the screen in just a brief moment there as well. How is Mayo v Kerry going? Right now, Kerry are in front, I think by 3 points, I think, but we'll definitely discuss that game towards the end of the when that game finishes up, of course, as well. But from an Armagh point of view, look, they got the job done. The most important thing at this stage of the league really is the results. Armagh will want to save their top performances really for that Ulster Championship. And for Armagh, they'll be looking at it and thinking, is there a potential league final in there? They play Donegal on the last day of the season as well. Kerry and Mayo obviously playing each other at the minute. Depending on the result, Armagh could find themselves in the top two come the end of the day, which would be very impressive from an Armagh point of view right there. Vince says Kildare were lording it over the Dubs, then choked. Delighted. Well done, Armagh. Yeah, look, I don't think Kildare will lose any sleep after this defeat. You know, I think the main focus for them will go into that game against Monaghan. That really is the do or die moment right there. You know, if they lose that, I think relegation is very, very likely. I think there'll be a point behind Monaghan going into the final day of the season. So, you know, you would be looking at it and thinking for Kildare, the main focus will certainly be that Monaghan game. But we'll throw some of the scores up on the screen there, focusing in on Armagh here, first of all, who, of course, won the game. Rian O'Neill with 4 points, Tiernan Kelly with a point, Rory Grugan with 2 points, Jamar Hall with a point as well, and Charlie O'Burns and Aidan Forker getting on the score sheets. But yeah, you know, the work they done from the bench was brilliant as well. Stephen Campbell with 2 points and Jason Duffy with that all-important goal as well, which really did put the nail in Kildare's coffin. Although Kildare, to be fair to them, you know, they showed a little bit of promise late on. I thought Derek Hirwan, who came off the bench, definitely made an impact in the game. Just looking at some of their scores right there. So you can see Jimmy Hyland with 4, Daniel Flynn with a point, Paddy Woodgate with a point, and Ben McCormick with a point as well. But Derek Hirwan, who came off the bench, scored a point as well. So I thought Kildare, you know, they made a bit of a stab of it towards the end of the game. Maybe was there a case of looking towards maybe conserve energy for that big game against Monaghan next weekend? But, you know, I thought they done all right at times. Conditions were difficult. Maybe a little bit lackluster in front of goal. A couple of chances gone wide at different stages. A lot of chances dropping short as well. Maybe Kildare's fluency in attack that was there in previous games probably just wasn't there today. And I think, you know, Kildare's home form is probably going to be what decides their fate this year in terms of avoiding relegation or being relegated, because, you know, obviously looking at their home form this year, drew with Kerry, beat Dublin, and obviously Monaghan, I believe, is a home game next weekend as well. So, you know, the big focus for them will go into that game. Probably just didn't really get out of their stride in this one. Armagh done very, very well defensively. They didn't really allow Jimmy Hyland to get too much, you know, time on the ball. Midfield as well, like Kevin Flynn and Aaron Masterson probably didn't get into the game as they would have hoped to. You know, Armagh just really, really well solidified defensively and probably just didn't have too many options in front of them. And, you know, the likes of Kieran Mack and Ben Creeley in midfield, turning the ball over consistently, absolutely brilliant from Armagh. And let me know, you know, for some Armagh fans in the comments down below, you know, what do you think? Are you going to get into that league final? Is it realistic at this point of view? Obviously, going into those final 2 games, you know, could we see Armagh rotating a bit more? Obviously, we see O'Hanlon in the starting 15 today. Could there be an element of maybe focusing in on that championship, or maybe you just keep going as strong as you can and then, you know, hope that momentum and form that you have in the league will carry over into the championship? It's definitely interesting. And for any Kildare fans watching, let me know as well. How do you know, does this game mean that much really? Obviously, you got that big Monaghan game coming up next weekend. And can you avoid that relegation? Let me know in the comments down below. But as I said, big win for Armagh, who see out Kildare by 112 to 10 points. They march on with a 5-point victory. They march on to a potential National Football League final, which definitely looks very likely on the horizon. So yeah, big win for Armagh. I'll see you all for the match reaction after the Kerry and Mayo game. And thank you very much for watching.